Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the M3A1 Scout Car. The M3 Scout Car, known as the White Scout Car in British Commonwealth Service, was an American-produced armored car. The original M3 Scout Car was produced in limited numbers, while the improved M3A1 Scout Car saw wide service during World War II and after. The vehicle itself saw service in several wars across basically the Cold War time period, serving in multiple different armies in multiple different regions of the world. The vehicle itself was designed to be more than a scout vehicle. Most of the time they were equipped with a single 50 caliber machine gun and 1 to 2 30 caliber machine guns for protection. But again, their main role was kind of scouting, so conflict really with them was really not a advised thing due to its pretty relatively weak armor and weak armament. But overall, pretty cool, interesting vehicle, a nice little scouting type vehicle and utility vehicle to put into your builds and stuff like that. And you may recognize it a little bit because it basically is the basis for the M3 half-track, which is based off of the chassis for this design. M3 half-track is just a little bit more extended, a little bit bigger, but yeah, kind of based off the same vehicle. So kind of a cool fun fact there for you. But anyways, let's go and kind of dive in here to take a look at the vehicle and see exactly what we'll be going ahead and building. So to begin with, we have obviously the front up here. Nothing too crazy about it. So just the front up here, the grill, the little tow cable system up here in the front. As we work way back, we have extra cargo strapped to the side, so fuel tank, just extra various little equipment, stuff like that. We then get to the inside here, and we do have an interior, so it's a very tight interior, just due to the sheer size of it, but we have basically 2 seats in the front here for a passenger and obviously the driver. We then have 2 seats here for passengers. It has a radio equipped to it for obviously being a scout vehicle, radio pretty important. Some ammo basically racks here for the sides for basically the guns, and a couple more seats basically spread around the back there for some of the scouting members or parts of the members of the reconnaissance party or something like that. But overall, pretty cool looking vehicle. Again, make an awesome addition to any of your, units or battlefields or anything like that you might be working on. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by the beginning of our first layer. Alright guys, go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with our first layer. Now for layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 2 narrow brick stairs back to back, like so. And these right here are going to be the start of our front wheels. We're going to place down an end rod coming off the second stair here, followed by a stone brick top slab, another end rod, and then we're going to place down 2 narrow brick stairs, back to back, just like that. Once we have that done, we're going to go back from this stone brick slab, 1 and 2 end rods, followed by 1 and 2 stone brick top slabs, 1 end rod, and then a stone brick top slab like so. And then come off the top slab to both sides, we're going to place down an end rod as well. We then want to place down another brick stair, coming off this end rod to both sides, and another brick stair coming off the back of that stair, just like that, again to both sides. Once we have that all complete there, we're going to take our dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between these narrow brick stairs here, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the very back here, we're going to take our dark oak wood trapdoors, place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 across the back, and we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence gate, place it coming off the middle trapdoor like so, and we're going to then place down a zombie head coming off of it like so. And we also want to make sure that the fence gate here is opened up toward the zombie head, so just like that. And once we have that all complete, that's going to basically do it there for our base for the vehicle. We'll take a look at it from above here, and this is what we should have for layer 1. And so that right there is it for layer 1. Let's go and move on to our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our narrow brick stairs and place down 2 stairs back to back on top of these narrow brick stairs like that. Same thing back here, so basically all 4 wheels here should be complete. Once we have that done, we're going to go to our front section here. Now in our front, we're going to take a green terracotta block, we're going to place it down here on the center stone brick top slab like that. We then want to go to both sides here, place down a mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to go forward from this block, place down a mossy stone brick full block, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. We then want to place down a grindstone, come off these 2 walls, a dark oak wood fence gate between those grindstones, and a dark oak wood sign come off the side of the fence gate, just like that. Also coming off the stairs here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like that on both sides. Once we have that done, we're going to take our green terracotta and we're going to place down a row of 3 across the middle section here, going toward the back, followed by a dark oak wood stair on both sides and a dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair, like so. Once we get to this section, we're going to place down a green terracotta block here in the center. We then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood slab to both sides, which will be part of the interior. And then we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We're going to then grab ourselves a sandstone block. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone block like that to both sides, a green terracotta block in the center, and a mossy cobblestone wall again to both sides. When we get to this point, we're going to take our green terracotta and we're going to place down a row of 5 across. And then we're going to place down a row of 3 across. On both ends of that row of 3, we're going to place down a green shulker box to both ends. We're going to go and grab ourselves a dark oak wood button. And we're going to place down a dark oak wood button coming off these shulker boxes, like so. We then want to go and go to the center space here. We're going to take our green terracotta blocks, place down a row of 3 across, followed by a second row of 3 across, and then a third row, followed by a green shulker box on both ends of that third row, a dark oak wood button on the side here, and we want to go and then take our mossy cobblestone walls and place down a row of 5 across the back here. We're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood sign here, come off these walls to both sides like that. We're going to go and then grab a item frame and a red stained glass block. We're going to place down an item frame on these mossy cobblestone walls to both sides here, and a red stained glass block in those item frames, just like that. And once you have that all complete there, that is going to finish off layer number 2 for the build. Here's what it should look like from up above. And with that, we're going to move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a dark oak wood slab on top of these narrow brick stairs here in the front. Coming off those narrow brick stairs, we're going to place down an item frame to both sides, and then we're going to place down a snowball in those item frames, just like that. Once we have that done, we're going to then place down a mossy stone brick stair on top of this block here. And we're going to go and then place down a green terracotta block that goes back from it. We then want to go to both sides of this block, place down a mossy cobblestone wall, and a zombie head come off those walls, just like that. After we have that done, we want to go and then place down a snow block in the center here, followed by a green terracotta block to both sides. When we get to this section here, we can go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence gate here on the left side. And then over here to the right side, we're going to go and place down a green shulker box. And on top of the shulker box, just so we don't forget, we're going to place down a zombie head on top of it. Now, once we have that done, we also want to go and take a dark oak wood trapdoor, and we're going to place it down on top of these narrow brick stairs here on both sides, just like that for the fenders. Continuing on, we're going to then place down a mossy cobblestone wall on both ends, like so. And we want to go and then grab ourselves a stripped spruce wood block, and we're going to place down a stripped spruce wood block here to both sides, with a tripwire hook coming off the sides there of both blocks. Once we have that done, we want to go and then grab ourselves a birchwood trapdoor, and we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor on top of these 2 blocks like so. We're going to go and then grab a green terracotta block, place it down there in the middle, and we're going to go and then follow this up and place down a dark oak wood top slab to both sides, just like that. Now, once that's done, we're actually going to go and swap out the green terracotta block right here for a smoker block instead, and we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a lever, which is going to be coming off the smoker block, just like that. So just this right here for the interior. We're going to go then place down a green terracotta block here in the center. Actually, it's going to be a stripped spruce wood log, and then we're going to place down a smooth sandstone slab to both sides like that. We're going to go and then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a green terracotta block here to both ends, followed by a dark oak wood button come off the side of the block. We want to go and then place down a snow block to both ends. In the interior here, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone pressure plate in the center, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We're going to go and then place down 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks back, 1, 2, 3. And in the center here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall again to both sides. In this space right here, we're going to place down a stripped spruce wood block. And we want to go and then place down a sandstone slab coming off it going toward the rear here with a stone pressure plate to both sides. Now for the back here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block to both sides and then a snow block there in the center. Also along the back here, we're going to take our stone pressure plates and we're going to place down a row of 5 stone pressure plates on top of those mossy cobblestone walls. To the sides here as well, on these 3 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 3 tripwire hooks, and same thing over here, 3 tripwire hooks as well. And looking at from above here, this is what you should have for layer number 3 for the build. As you can see, we have a little bit of the interior starting to come up in come together. And with that, that's going to do it for layer 3. Let's move on to layer number 4. I guess moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to begin with, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on top of these 2 mossy cobblestone walls to both sides. We're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood fence post there in the center. After we have that done, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor to both sides of this fence post, and then we're going to place down a row of 3 of trapdoors coming off those trapdoors and that fence post like that toward the front there, like so. We then want to go back from these dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor to both sides, and then in the center here, coming off this fence post, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate, which can be opened up toward the fence post like that. After we have that done, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on both sides going back from those trapdoors, followed by a dark oak wood button on the sides of those blocks. We're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood stair, again to both sides, dark oak wood sign on the side of the stairs, like so, and same thing over here. And after that, we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood slab, again to both sides, and then we're going to go and take a daylight detector and place down a row of daylight detectors around this row around the outside, just like that. We're also going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence gate here on top of or come off this daylight detector here, which will be part of our 30 caliber machine gun mounts on the back there. We're going to go and then place down a smoker on top of this mossy cobblestone wall. And then taking zombie heads, we're going to go and place down a zombie head on top of this wall right here. And then also zombie heads on top of these 2 walls as well. In the center here, we're going to go and then take our dark oak wood slabs, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab on top of these 2 blocks like that. And once we have that all done, that's going to finish off our interior section there. And with that, that is going to complete layer 4. With that, we're going to move into our final layers here, which are going to consist of layers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to basically put the machine guns on, all the little top details, and the radio antenna. So with that, let's go and move into our last final layer. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers. We have layers 5 through 11. For these layers to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a another brick upside down stair on top of this fence post right here. We're going to go ahead and then go back from it with an anvil, followed by a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the anvil, opened up toward the anvil like so. We then want to go ahead and take our end rods, and we're going to place down 1 and 2 end rods like that coming off that upside down stair going forward. We're going to go ahead and place down a green circuit box coming off the side of this stair, a powered rail on top, and then a red stair up here with the notches spread apart on top of that stair like that. Once we have that all done, we're going to then place down a green carpet on top of these 2 dark oak wood slabs, dark oak trapdoors. We're going to then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of this one, and then a trapdoor on top of these trapdoors here to the sides. Going back from this trapdoor, we're going to place down a green carpet to both sides. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence post and also a iron bar. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of the stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And actually, 6 iron bars up, and this is actually going to be 2 dark oak wood fence posts and then 5 iron bars up. So just like that for your radio antenna. And then once we have that all done, we want to go and then place down a grindstone, which is going to be facing this direction on top of this fence gate. We're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head, come off the side of it here to the left side, so like so. And we want to go and then grab a end rod. We're going to place down an end rod coming off the grindstone like that. To the side here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign. We then want to go and grab a item frame and a black bed. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side and a black bed rotated around so that the pillow is facing toward the rear like that for the side there on the gun. And there's going to be your 30 cal, and with that, that's going to complete my design here for the M3A1 Scout Car. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this design, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be linked from Sound the Build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's been Gert2 and I'll see you guys next time.